Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. My name is CityZilla, and today we are in the city of Canalville, where we are going to be working on a schooling system over here. So we have a couple issues with our city right now. One of them is being we need to build out some more residential. I don't know if we're going to do that on this episode. I'm really anticipating the new DLC to bring in a bunch of fun new ways to build out residential, and so I think we're going to wait off until its release. I'm thinking about building an awesome little area over here. I don't want to reveal too much, but it's going to be really fun. We're going to do some more canals and turn it into a really large area. So make sure you stay tuned. That is going to be exciting. Today, what I'm looking at is a couple of these empty areas here, these over here, and I'm even looking at this area. So I want to do a large public park that has some sporting facilities, as these tend to be pretty popular, especially where I'm from in Las Vegas. They pretty much all parks have like baseball fields or soccer fields. And there's even a couple areas where it'll just be like 10 or 15 soccer fields to host like youth sports games and stuff like that. And for basically anybody in the area to be able to play on. Same with the baseball. A lot of times parks will have like 2 fields so that they can host like junior sports and stuff like that, like Little League. And it's something that I don't really focus a lot on with our parks. And so I want to try to fix that today. So I'm thinking something fun right here. We're going to do something right here, possibly even a little bit more residential mixed in with the park. And then we're going to do a public school over here. And so somebody had given me a suggestion to add in rowing and an aquatics area for our private school. And I felt like it was just such a great suggestion. So thank you so much for the suggestion. So what we're going to do first is work on this aquatic center. And so I want it to be something grand, since this would be basically the largest private school in Canalville. And if anybody missed that episode, this was a really fun build. It was just a couple episodes ago. So we are going to branch off over here and say that the aquatic center is a part of the private school, but because of how much they invested into the aquatic center, they actually host national matches, and it's something that there's a team for the city as well. And so I think it's going to be really fun. First off, let's go ahead and look at the building. So if we go into education and go over to varsity sports, and let's look at this aquatic center. Yeah, so look at this guy. He is huge. So I think we will place him right there. And then maybe we'll even turn it a little bit. Let's see how that looks. I actually kind of like it sideways like that. But we do need to do large parking. I'm thinking a parking garage, but having surface parking would also be nice. So maybe we will go ahead and jump into the movement mod, grab this and bring it out just a smidge. And then we'll grab this and push it over. And what I'm thinking is we will jump in here, go to our lovely road maintenance, road condition, where all of our parking assets are. And we're going to go into a drive road, and we're going to branch this off, and we are going to turn this into a parking lot. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this in real quick, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, and so there is our lovely parking lot. Super easy, nothing too crazy. I'm going to come back through and probably do some planters, though. I think it could definitely clean it up a little bit. And so now let's go ahead and search up a parking garage. And I think this modern garage will do the trick. So we will come in here, go to a 1-unit road, and go ahead and extend it out here. Let's actually go from like right here, and I think we're going to shorten that just a bit once we get this in. So let's go ahead and place that right there, and let's see how that looks. So that actually doesn't look bad, and it allows us a little bit of room to do like a buffer zone between the golf course, since this would be kind of like an eyesore, just kind of golfing right into that parking garage right there. And so I do want to do a little plaza for this area as well, and kind of make it really welcoming. A lot of times whenever you go to events and stuff like this, maybe you're going with your family and you're going to grab something to eat, and it just becomes a really kind of fun thing to do. So I think we'll add in a small bit of commercial right here, and then we'll add in like a nice plaza with a little viewing area over the water. You can kind of see the bridge and just make it look really good. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done real quick, and I will be right back with you guys. Okay, so here it is, and it's kind of funny. I started off with a small idea, and then it just kind of steamrolled from there. I was like, you know what, I want to do a plaza with some little shops in here, and I used all the university city buildings in here just because I felt like they really were capturing the vibe that I was going for, I guess. But then I put in some pergolas / gazebos back here for people to kind of sit. Maybe they can rent them. And it's kind of funny. It looks like they're all facing the wrong direction. I'm gonna go ahead and flip these real quick, and voila, magically done. But then I did some planters back here, and it kind of looks like this corner one is a little off. I came through and adjusted them, but it looks like I missed that one. It looks like, no, the rest look pretty good. I put these little red trees in here, and then some entrances. So this would be like the back entrance if people wanted to come out and kind of look on the key and just reflect by the water, just have a good time. And then I just did a lawn over here. I wasn't really sure if I was going to do more gazebos or not. We definitely could. I did a couple trees. If people want to just kind of lounge in the grass, they definitely could. But then the plaza, I think, really wraps it all up. So everybody's coming over here. They want to grab something to eat and kind of come in here, wait for the game, and just really enjoy what's going on. It definitely looks like we're missing this a little bit. So I'm going to put in some bushes real quick and just clean this up. Okay, and so there we go. And I know it's so funny. I know I've said it a lot, but man, bushes really go a long ways to help accentuate pathways. They are a really neat trick that you can use to just make your area look a little bit better, because one of the biggest issues with this game is those weird kind of edges of concrete. They're just very unrealistic. Like, you would not see that in real life. You wouldn't just see the concrete magically ending. There would be some sort of curb or like a bush or something that is blocking it off. And so that's one of the easiest things you can do to just make your builds look a little more realistic. Just block off those little edges. Or even like over here, you can just grab a curb, come up right here, and just have it go all the way around and just go like that. Just clear it off. And with these curves, you do have to kind of be careful that they're on the ground. They are. And so there we go. We've already created a nice space. I feel like this looks really good too. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think in the comments. And so now what I'm thinking is our public school. And then I think we're going to do a park area over here by this area. You know what? I just remembered we need to do water pipes over here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and throw in water pipes real quick. Okay. And so now that I have that done, the game is on pause. It's running. We'll see if we get an aquatics match in, which I'm sure we'll get one here soon. So now what I'm thinking is we will do a public school over here, and we're going to do a combined elementary high school for this large residential area we did. It's actually kind of funny. It has a lot of high-rise residential, and then we have these kind of mid-rise apartments back here with some high-density residential right there, but I really don't think there's a ton of residents there. But because the private school is definitely more exclusive with its admittance, we would need to have another solution for people who live in the area and maybe can't afford the private school or don't want to send their kids to the private school. Maybe they're like, those people are too pretentious or whatever they want to do. So what we're going to do is jump into a 4-unit road, and we need to have a road come down. I'm thinking right off of this or right off of that. I'm thinking off of this road's going to be better. I feel like that road's going to be a little higher volume than this road, so this would probably be the safe bet. So I do want this to be, I'm going to go ahead and turn on snapping, kind of parallel with this. So if we go like that, go up like this, how does that look? Well, other than the little hill, it kind of looks good. Let's go ahead and upgrade that and see what we get with it. That's not bad. And I kind of like that it does give us that little edge at the bottom. So now what I would like to do is go ahead and do a small parking lot right in the front. So we're probably gonna have the parking lot wrap around, and then we'll have the school buildings kind of attach up to it. Especially like my high school, I know right when you got in, it was basically a large parking lot. And so it was actually kind of like a really big rite of passage, like when you're in high school, if you had a car. And so they kind of had all those parking spaces to accommodate all the teenagers who had cars. And so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in real quick, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so I got the parking lot in. Now all we need to do is put in some spaces. Anybody who hasn't used these big parking lots, I'm sure pretty much everybody has at this point. Super easy. You just come in here, find your little 5X portion, you go up. And I normally try to leave a little gap in the middle because it's a little more realistic. Being able to maneuver a big parking lot like this is super important. And so now we need to do some handicap, and we're actually going to do quite a bit since this is going to be a large schooling area. Having accessibility for disabled persons is very important. And so we need to go ahead and use this now, this clipping remover. And this is just one of the ways that you can get rid of those weird smudges that happen within here. And so now let's go ahead and place down our schools. So we're going to come into schooling, and I want to do our nicer schools in here. So the Institute of Creative Arts and then the community school. These are still public schools, but they're just a little bit nicer. And I think because of the area, they would be a little more fitting. So we're going to go ahead and place that there and place that there. I'm going to go ahead and pause because these don't have water underneath them yet, and I really don't want to have any issues. We could also put the high school over here. Maybe we'll put the high school in the middle, and we'll make the elementary school something a little smaller off to the side, since the high school would definitely be the bigger of the two schools. So maybe, yeah, I think that's good. So we'll put the middle school over here on the side, or the elementary school, and then the high school over here. It's kind of funny. In America, where I'm used to, we actually have 3 schools. So you'd have elementary, middle school, and junior high, and then high school. And so we're kind of missing one here. So this would probably be like 1 through kindergarten through 6th grade. And this would probably be like 7th through 12th. I'm guessing that's how the split would probably end up. And so now what I would like to do is go ahead and place down some sports. So we'll place this right here. We got a large parking lot. I want to do some tennis. So we're going to come in here to parks. And I want to do like a really large tennis compound, not like with a fancy one where it's like the clubhouse. I just want to put a couple of them at least. So if we go like this and go like this, because this going up to my high school and also my middle school, we had tennis courts literally right on the outside. So it was like the first thing you saw. And then we had a huge grass field, and you can't even really see that. It's like too light. I'm gonna go ahead and switch that out with a different one. I'm not sure why the light is hitting that so weird. It's really weird. I'm going to just switch it out real quick. Okay, that's much better. I don't know why the light was hitting those blue ones. It's got to be something with the lighting. And so I think that looks really good. I do want to get a big grassy field, so I think we're going to incorporate this into the public school as well. I know with my school, we had a huge football, like track area. We had a couple baseball fields, soccer field. And then there was a big field for people to kind of walk around and stuff, especially for the elementary school. So maybe we'll actually make this like the elementary school area, since you tend to have like physical education and you need to like walk around and do a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and search up our high school football now. And I want to do this one. Ooh, that one's pretty big. Let's see if we can. Would really like to get that right there. Man, that's like so close. So if we move these over, how does that look? I mean, it looks kind of weird being right next to the bridge, but honestly, this would probably be a little more realistic for them to just kind of save money. They built it like right next to the bridge, and then I actually do like that it is this close to that. And you know what? I think that that's doable. It's definitely right next to that bridge, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Because I do want to get some baseball fields over here. And so this would probably be like the more prominent area where you do your laps and stuff like that. And then come Friday or Saturday night, I think it's Friday nights, they'd have like a big game. Probably everybody in the city or in this area would come. And so I think that's good. It's definitely a little bit better than this one too. Or does this one look exactly the same? So let's place this one down. So I like this one. It doesn't look as good. So I think the detailing on this one is a little bit better. And this one's by King Leno. And so I do want to do a couple of these as well. So we are going to have, what are we else are we going to do right here? I think we're going to do a key wall. I think a key would be safe rather than having it go straight into the water like that, especially with the high school here. So we will grab this. And then what I'm going to do is come up this way. I'm going to have it branch across. I kind of wish that had lined up a little better. So we'll go like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and hold down shift, grab all of my nodes and just level them out real quick. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and level out some of these little wonky portions in here. I feel like that would be the best thing to do. Nice. I really like this. And I actually think that we can now move these back and put these in the back, and we'll actually shift this over just so that we can get this a little bit better. So I think what we're going to do is shift these over, and then we'll do a big courtyard in the back. And so we'll make this into like a tennis area. So we'll go ahead and copy that and place 2 more. Nice. And so now we have 4 tennis court areas, and we'll turn this into a courtyard where maybe some of the kids can have lunch and stuff. Like my high school actually had multiple buildings, but it had a huge courtyard in the middle where like during lunch, all the kids would kind of just hang out and eat their food and just have a good time. And so now what I'm thinking for the elementary school, let's move this over just a smidge, because I would really like to get like a playground next to it and something fun. So we'll jump into parks, go to our parks tab, and then let's see if we can get, I want to see if maybe we can get the large playground. This would just be so much better. So we'll grab this, shift it over just a smidge, grab that. Yeah, you know what? I like it. I think it looks good. And so we are going to put a fence around that. We're going to go into our park fence and we'll grab this, and we're going to do a fence around both of them, but I want them to be separated from each other. So we'll grab this and then bring this all the way over. And of course it doesn't want me to build on top of water. So we'll go like that. And then I'm going to delete just that small portion that didn't click. Ooh, it actually fixed itself. Nice. And so we will also do a big grassy area over here. I don't know if we're going to do a track. It's mostly just like a path usually. So I think what I'm going to do is just have this go like this and then have this do the same thing. Maybe we'll actually just copy it to make life a little bit easier. Probably more complicated actually, since it's more steps. So we'll grab this, and of course I am connected to something else. Go like this and just go like that. And then what we can do is jump into the network multi-tool and go to complete connection mode. And then what we're going to do is kind of cheat a little bit. That actually doesn't look that great. I just yeah, that actually looked terrible. So we will come out here, turn on snapping, go like right there, come around, and this is just not working out. So we'll go like this. Oh, you know, that's perfect right there. Nice. So we'll come out here, do the same thing. Bada bing. Perfect. Nice. And so this would just be like the little track area for kids to have to, you know, run their mile every week and stay fit and healthy and all that fun stuff. And so we will grab this, and I think we're going to do some little portables as well, because a lot of elementary schools and high schools, maybe the building just like there's massive growth in the area. So what they do is they do like little trailers to expand the schooling area. It's just an inexpensive way for them to do that without having to spend a bunch of money. And so, yeah, like my school had a big one. So we'll go like this, go like that. Nice. And so now it is all gated off so the kids can't escape. And then let's go ahead and do maybe like right here would be good. Or we could do like a path in. I actually feel like that would probably be good. So if we do grab this and go into a concrete path, and then have this just go straight, and then we'll go like right here. I feel like that's good. And then let's look up, I feel like I have like a small little office, or let's look up trailer maybe. Okay, so I ended up finding these awesome little military buildings that we've used in the past, and they're not too far off from what little portable kind of classrooms would look like. They're definitely not as nice looking as the main building is, but honestly, this is how a lot of them look. They're just like little like pop-up buildings that they've done because it looks like maybe I have it backwards. The student body within the school has just gotten too big, and so they put up these buildings as a kind of temporary fix until they either build out a new school or they expand another building here, which I've definitely seen as well. In my old elementary school, they kind of built out a new building, and so it was a way for them to kind of accommodate the new students, as well as just make it look a little better rather than just having like these kind of shabby looking like wood buildings that are just like trailers. They kind of stuff students into. My high school had them too. It's kind of funny. I didn't even really think about that, but my high school had them and my elementary school had them. But Vegas was a weird time. Vegas exploded in like the 2000s, and so the schools kind of had a hard time keeping up with demand for students and stuff like that, and so they just kept building these out. And so let's go ahead and jump in here. I want to do this gate coming across right here, and we're going to go ahead and go like that, just kind of block it in there. And then what I want to do is probably do some gravel paths in here. We're probably not going to do anything fancy. We'll probably literally just turn off snapping and then have this come across, go like that, just to make it look as though people are walking in here. We definitely want to make it look like these are utilized, especially since the school or the school board probably spent a lot of money just kind of erecting these or renting these. I'm not sure if they build them themselves or what, but so we'll go like this, have that go up right there, and we'll do the same thing over here. Perfect. And so there is our nice little kind of, not very nice, but extra classrooms that we got. And so I want to do the plaza right there, and I want to put in a couple little baseball fields back here. So I want to do these kind of same baseball fields that we did before, but I'm thinking 2 of them if we can. It'd be great if we could. So let's looks like maybe just one's gonna fit, but let's put that right there, and then let's place down 2 and see if we can fit them in, because it's pretty common to have 2 of these. Maybe we'll just do 1 because the private school only has 1. So we'll go ahead and place this right here, and it's actually kind of close to the elementary school too, so maybe they would utilize it as well. And then we will search up a soccer field, also known as a football field. Go ahead and place that right there, and then let's shift this over. And the soccer field is definitely kind of underneath that a little bit, but you know what, the school makes do with the space that it has, and so still looks nice. I actually really like it right next to that, and so I like that the bleachers are over there as well. So we'll probably do a little path along the back side. We'll probably do concrete just to make it a little bit nicer. So we'll have this come across here and then cut across and then come over here and then go across the front. Go like that. And it looks like this is actually the front right there. So we'll go like that. Nice. And so that definitely should connect up. Let's see if we're getting any non-connection. No, we're not. And so that's good. So now we can come up under here, grab our path, have it come up over here, and then have it actually connect up right there, since this would be kind of like a sporting venue, and so parents would need to get over there, and also students. And so I feel like that looks pretty good. And then I think what we're going to do is add in a couple other buildings over here as an expansion upon the high school. And so I think we will use the dormitories, a part of one of these, similar to what we did before. So the trade school ones look pretty good. These ones look a little bit nicer. I think these are definitely the wrong kind of look. So let's look at this. So this actually looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and convert it to a procedural object. And we're going to place a couple of these down. So we're going to place that there, and then we're going to grab it. We're going to place another one right here. Let's look at that. So how does that look as like an expansion to our high school? I don't particularly like the red roofs. I think that those look kind of weird, and I think I have these backwards too. So if we go like that and then flip this around, maybe let's go ahead and check out the other dorm and see if it looks a little bit better. I feel like it's going to. So if we come in here and place this, you know what? I feel like just because this building is kind of angular, has that more modern of a look, I feel like this is going to look a little bit better. So we'll grab this, convert it to a procedural object, and then flip it around. I believe that this is the front. So we'll grab this, we'll place it like right there, and then let's go ahead and place another one as well. And these are definitely a little bit nicer than our little portables on the other side, but honestly the high school is just a little bit bigger, and so it's probably been exceeding its capacity for a little bit longer than the elementary school. And so I feel like this looks pretty good. And, having these classrooms kind of leading off there, maybe students would like jump out of there and escape. They're like, leave, get out of here. And so I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and move this over just a smidge, and then let's move this over just a smidge, and we can do another little plaza in the middle, kind of decorate it up, make it look nice. And so we'll probably do another little area right here. Maybe we'll actually do like bus parking. I feel like that could be good because that is definitely something that you do tend to see. So maybe we'll jump into a bus, go to a 1-unit road, and then we will turn back on snapping, go like this, go like this. I don't want it to go right there. Maybe we'll have it just go straight so that it snaps into that, because it's going to give us some problems if it doesn't. Hey, you know what? I feel like that looks pretty good. And let's actually, let's turn it into a 2-way, because sometimes the buses will be on both sides. So there we go. And then we'll do some little shelters and stuff. So any of the students who are maybe getting picked up by the bus, they can just kind of walk over there and it'll be good. So now what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and decorate it all. So I want to do a little plaza back here. I'm going to do some decorations in here. Probably going to put some trees in here, maybe even possibly some other buildings. And I think we're going to do some maintenance buildings back here. And so I'm going to go ahead and get that done real quick. All right, so I have finished. I decided to do a nice little kind of awning facing going over our bus stop right here. And I did some benches in the middle. I think it looks really cool. And then in the back, I did a big like just seating area. I did some benches going along, and then some benches right here with some fountains. But then I did trees going all the way around. I did a couple little maintenance buildings right here. So like this would be where they put like all their sports equipment and stuff. I did some flowers around some trees. I didn't want to go too heavy with the detailing. I wanted to just do some single trees out there and then just make it look really good. I felt like it was going to be a little more realistic like that. And then I did a little fountain over here with some benches just to make it into a nice area. And then I did these red trees here just to kind of be a little different, just to help accentuate the area a little bit. And I think that looks really good. And so now what I want to do is go ahead and fill in this space. And I think we're going to do just a small park along this waterfront. And then we'll do some more neighborhoods and stuff like that. So we're going to jump into a 1-unit road. We're going to get out of this. And what I would like to do is have it come in. So we'll have it go straight, and then we'll probably have it stop like right there, and then let's have it go this way, and then we'll have it curve up, and then we'll have this one do the same. So I'll have it go like this and then curve up, and that way it gives a little bit of room in between the homes too. And so I think that's going to be good for what we're trying to go for. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and place down these buildings real quick. Okay, and so the homes are placed, and so now I do want to do a couple baseball fields and I think a soccer field in here. So we're going to jump in here and search up baseball. I think we're going to do... Okay, so I think we are going to place this one down right here. And I feel like this is going to be a great match for this area. Let's go ahead and raise it up just a smidge. And then let's go ahead and place a secondary one, since a lot of times you do end up having more than one. So I do want this to be this way as well. So I want it to go like right there. And then what we can do is draw a pedestrian road in the middle. We'll go ahead and move this over just a smidge. Grab this, and then let's do a pedestrian road going right up the middle. So we'll grab this, do the concrete one, and then we will have this go this way. And this would just be for access into the ballparks. You probably have bollards, and you wouldn't actually be driving on these. It looks like we're missing that connection on that other side. And there we go. I feel like that actually looks pretty good. And so we could put in a soccer field here too. I don't know if there's going to be enough space though. So I think what we're going to do is do some pathways, and then we will do a nice little area for maybe a playground. I feel like that could be good. So if we have this come out here and then go around the baseball field. So go this way and come up over here. Let's go ahead and connect it up right there. I feel like that's pretty good. Then we'll come up over here and connect up to the key wall. I do want this to still connect though, so we're going to grab this and just move it forward. Perfect. And then I do want to make this a little more parallel with the outside. And you know what, that looks pretty good. And then let's go ahead and connect up some of the edges to the key wall now. Go like that, come all the way around, go like this. hey, you know what, this is going to work out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and search up a playground real quick. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is actually place the small playground park in here. So we are going to grab this, flip it around, and we are going to put it like right there. Perfect. I feel like that looks pretty good. We are going to jump into the Bob mod though and change those palm trees. So we're going to come in here, grab that, and actually go to probably one of our newer trees. We could do, let's actually look and see how that looks. Because we do have a lot of the boreal pines in this area. Yeah, you know what? I feel like that looks pretty good. Because we do have some of them in here. I thought maybe they're just the oaks. So let's actually switch that over to the oaks. Yeah, you know what? That looks a little bit better. And so what I want to do now is just basically fill this all in with bushes and then some trees and probably do a couple little gazebos. Just create some nice space for people to kind of relax and enjoy themselves. Maybe they're, one of their kids is going to a game and afterwards they're going to, have some orange slices and hang out with the team or something. And so I'm going to go ahead and get that done real quick. Okay, and so I decided to do bushes around the outside of the paths towards the baseball fields. Then I did these tall kind of boreal trees with some gazebos and then a couple little splatter trees in here, just because having open grass areas is still really important to parks. You could have like a picnic or maybe even play some other sports or something. Maybe if you're even throwing like a party or something at one of these gazebos. Then I finished off this little neighborhood over here, and anybody who was watching from our private school days, I did end up making a connection right here instead of going through the school area. And so we do have a connection right there. I did hook up water pipes as well. And so we actually did a lot on this episode. Man, we did this island over here with our public school. We did this island right here with the new park. And then we did the Aquatic Center. And so I think this looks fantastic. And we're going to be getting some sports in here. Probably a lot of traffic. We'll probably have to keep an eye on that. But now the private school has an aquatic center. And I actually really like this. I like the little plaza that we did with these little shops, and then the parking. This feels like it's definitely missing something. Maybe we'll add something in there. But then our little park area over here, I think this looks really cool. I'm glad that we filled in the space. And then, of course, our public school, we definitely needed that. Thanks for the comment as well, VE5VV. He had said that, private schools can't always service everybody, and so having a public school is still very important. And so I think this looks really good. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you enjoyed this episode, you will definitely enjoy the episode on your screen. And thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on Sunday.